was in that inn.
I had an epic rock battle against another bard.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd come to an inn between the three areas of Kennermill, Red Valley and Silver Peaks where you just come from. And this inn is somewhat high tech for the lands and stuff, and is owned by a well-off enchanter. You're on the run from a bounty hunter who's after the Half Orc.
What's Half Orc's name?
Shmuck.
Shmuck the Half
Shmuck the
Orc.
Half Orc.
Shmuck.
Tell us a story about Shmuck.
He's big, he's green, he's nasty, and he's mean.
Nice, I like it.
No.
Shmuck!
Shmuck!
Who's the bard now?
She's the bard. So, yeah, Shmuck killed a poor, innocent
Cunt.
innocent
Shopkeeper.
shopkeeper back in Silver Peaks for crafting a shoddy bow, and was run through by Shmuck in anger, and the sister of the shopkeepers sent people after you guys for the death.
Fucking
Well,
awesome.
not after me.
Well, no, just after Shmuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, you rolled up into this place, and yeah, you've managed to lay low for the night whilst you catch your breath after going through the enchanted forest with all its manner of ridiculous creatures and evil big spiders and everything else. So yeah, literally last things, B was chatting with the bard and getting drunk.
Yeah.
Did
They all went to bed.
you go to bed?
Can't remember.
You were on your way to go to bed.
Yeah.
You kept getting stopped for drinks and everything.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
of the
I was
massive
so
rock
popular with our
Yeah.
with our rock off. My interpretive belly dancing.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was.
Actually beautiful.
And then
I was lost for
Graham.
words.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Graham was talking to the owner, Stenford.
It's Nimble.
Sorry, Nimble. Nimble was talking to the owner, Stenford, over an acquired item and some trade with such. So,
Perusing his wares.
yeah, his massive kind of
Catwalking.
warehouse
Yeah.
of magical items and whatnot. He's managed to pick out a few choice bits for you. For you to kind of have a peruse over, and none of them really are weapons.
Okay.
He has a couple of items for actual use. He has a belt, pair of boots, a necklace, and then a couple of interesting items. Some of which he says he'll do two for the.
So what are we doing? Swapping
For the-
our
for
magical
the-
items.
So, what are they?
So you have the belt of heavy load.
No, I want his description of what they do.
Okay. Guys, this belt, basically, whilst it won't make you stronger, it'll make you
Come on.
able to carry so much more.
You could be more heavily laden.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, more heavily laden
Yeah.
by far. Even to the point where you can push and drag
Enormous
weights.
Ooh.
These boots allow you to traverse horrid terrain far easier than you would ever.
They make you surer of foot, do they?
Somewhat. And then he holds up this, I want to say pendant, but what it is it's a shriveled hand of an elf
Jesus.
on a gold chain, and he says, "This is the hand of the mage," and he says, "If you adorn it, you can use his magical powers at will."
What, any of his powers?
Well, no, just mage hand.
The hand will serve you.
Just
It's a
mage hand.
trap.
Does the hand like fly out?
No, the hand doesn't
Oh,
move.
that'd be so
Oh.
cool if that was the thing that did all this stuff.
He holds up
Gross.
a silver cube, and he says, "This is a one-use only thing, but this is fantastic." And
If it's one use only, how do you know what it does?
because it's
It was 2 use only.
You
it
guys-
survives until its destruction.
Oh.
So you could get more uses out of it, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
As long as it doesn't get destroyed.
What,
Which
okay,
you
what,
probably will.
what does this trinket do?
It's a magnet. A floating magnet which will absorb any projectile that passes by it.
Ooh, that is...
One use only, that could be a total waste though.
Mm.
Like you're in a food fight or something.
He says
Yeah.
you
Absorb
throw
some
it-
mashed
he says
potato.
You throw it down and it will hover above the ground, and any projectile that passes by it, bolt, arrow, slingshot, javelin, I suppose, yeah, will
Small
be
child.
absorbed to it. It will be in small child, magnetically collected to it until it takes enough damage that it will just wither and
Could have
die.
been useful against that giant javelin at the start, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Then he holds up a bottle, like a jar with fur in it, and he says, "This is Yeti fur, but it's magical Yeti fur.
Oh.
If you open this up, it will cover your entire body in Yeti fur,
Oh.
providing you protection against the harsh climates, natural armor as your skin toughens to be that of a Yeti,
Ooh.
and many more things. One use only." He says it has this massive grey rope, 25
Does he have,
foot
like,
long.
This giant scroll that he just flicks out with all the terms and conditions of the transaction.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
like-
sign
No.
and tick the boxes, say that you've read and agree to. This grey rope, he says, on command will turn to iron, but it won't turn back. So
What is the command word?
I will tell you when we sign.
Out of earshot of the rope.
He holds up a
See,
ring.
that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell you. And then
He
you
holds
just
up
fucking-
2 rings, and he says, "This one is a ring of protection. It will
Oh.
keep you safe."
Mm.
He says, "This one is another form of protection, but from heights, and it's featherful."
Yeah.
So he's got them 2 rings, and then he says, "This is by far my favourite." He pulls out this small jar of dust. He says, "This is dryness dust."
Oh.
He says, "This is the most interesting. Let me show you." And he clicks his fingers, and the servant brings a bowl of water. And he empties the dust into the water, and as it touches the water just disappears. And it all collects at the bottom of the bowl into a single pearl. And he says, This is the water. And it's a big bowl of water
Huge cauldron.
in a tiny, tiny little pebble. He goes, "Watch this." And he throws it at his servant, and as it hits the servant, all the water that was in that bowl splashes out and knocks the servant back onto his bum. And the dust then gathers itself back into a small solid, which he then puts back into the jar. He says this can hold up to 100 gallons of water.
100 gallons.
100
Dude,
gallons.
can you imagine tricking someone into eating that?
Oh my god.
He says this is by far one of my favourites. And he pops it down.
You can't have this.
He says, any of those items, take your fancy.
Okay, what do we all think?
Well, I'm not
the
there.
first ring of protection might be good because that's extra AC for someone.
That's not expensive though.
However,
I'm sold by the pretty
the
words.
the
of the
water thing sounds pretty cool and it sounds useful.
I quite like the mage hand
Does it only work?
because I mean,
We don't have mage hand.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't think
None of
we've
us
got
have it at
anyone
the
with
minute.
mage hand.
No.
and it could be useful.
Yeah, but is it more useful than 100 gallons of water that you can just carry around with you
In a pebble.
in a pebble?
So what we think of the water pebble?
Does it work with like beer and stuff as well, or just
Only
water?
water.
Salt water, fresh water.
Salt water, fresh water, any form of H2O.
Carbonated water?
Just hang it under a tap, like. I'm thinking the water thing might be incredibly useful.
Shall we go with that?
Plus, it knocked the guy over, so it might have some sort of
But he
Bull rush
doesn't want to
quality.
look like a yeti.
Yeah, I'd say no on any of the one-time only things.
Yeah.
But then there was the boots.
If
Or
you,
the
what would
carrying
your
capacity thing.
character choose
I don't
though?
think we need that though.
What would your
It's, yeah,
character
it's
go
down
with?
to your character on this one.
We're not even here. We're drinking.
I only go
I'm
for
asleep.
the magic water dust, please.
Okay.
Here is that knife
He
I
says-
can't use.
He says you can take one of the smaller items as well if you wish.
Which one are the smaller ones?
So anything below the hand of the mage.
What, including the ring of protection?
Yeah.
I'll have the ring of feather falling, actually.
Okay.
Ring of feather falling and weird dust.
The dryness dust.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. He takes the blade off you and says, pleasure doing business with you. Massive scroll rolls out. He says, if you could just sign here, here, here and here.
Does it tumble
And
all
I
the
assume
way
it's
down?
It tumbles.
I assume it's a bloody
And-
fingerprint.
And here. And
He goes like this. Poof, and a big quill
Yeah.
appears in his hand.
massive quill.
Yeah. Okay.
A bit too much smoke, perhaps.
You're not even reading it. Jesus.
What's
Who
the
reads
date
the terms and
today?
conditions?
What's the date? 14. Okay.
It still can't read!
And he just, in an instant, is like that. There you go. Hands it to one of
Suddenly he's got a curly mustache.
his. So, and he opens his, and puts the knife in, and opens the jacket. But yeah, okay. So that's all done. Dealt. He leads you back to his teleporter, where you both stand on, and zip, straight back into the hotel, as it were.
So what's the dust actually called?
It's called Dust of Dryness.
Okay, we do still have that magic ring from last time.
That
Yeah, we don't know what it does
yet
yet, do we?
identified.
We don't know what it does.
We do not.
Oh, thieves' tools.
Can you appraise it even if you don't know what it is?
You can attempt to, but
Surely that would be
Yeah.
like a really hard DC though, because if you don't know what it is, you couldn't possibly appraise it.
yeah.
I think this is worth.
Yeah.
No idea.
And with only one appraisal
Yeah.
on an item.
Alright, we've still got an unidentified potion. If anyone, I don't know.
I'll give it a sip. I'm drunk enough.
Have you seen all of these things going around? Like, they've got 3 photos of them doing like slight makeup things, and
yeah.
then post a picture of like some like a celebrity. I could so do that with Dimebag Daryl.
What's the description of the potion?
It just says potion.
You've just written potion.
Potion, yeah.
Kev's done it with Seth Rogen.
Which potions have you identified? Because I'll remember which one it is from you not identifying it. When I give you a potion and give you a brief description, write the description down in the
Oh, wait.
future, right?
Okay, I'll get back. I'll keep.